Today's lesson is lesson 45, translating between words and inequalities. An inequality is a mathematical statement that compares quantities that are not equal. To translate means to express in another language or to put into simpler terms or to explain. For instance, if we had the Spanish words down here, uno, that means that's what? One. Dos is two. Tres is three. Cuatro is four. It's about as far as I can go. I think cinco is five. But in mathematics, we have some symbols here. This symbol means equal to. This symbol means to add. This symbol means to multiply. So we understand some of our symbols. And we're talking about inequalities. We have several symbols, but they're fairly explanatory or self-explanatory. This first one here means less than. This one means greater than. This one would mean less than or equal to. So that's one symbol right there with the less than symbol and one line under it. Means less than or equal to. Well, if this one means less than or equal to, what would this one mean? This one would mean what? Greater than or equal to. And then this one would mean what? Not equal to. Well, the line through is a negation symbol, means not. So this symbol would mean not less than. Well, if it's not less than, what would it be? Well, it would actually mean greater than or equal to. If it's not greater than, then what would that mean? That would mean that it's less than or equal to. If it's not less than or equal to, what does that mean? Well, that means greater than. Okay, and not greater than or equal to would mean less than. So these symbols, we need to understand what these symbols mean. Okay, for some, math is a foreign language. Have you ever been in a foreign country or area where they spoke a different language? If you have, you know how one feels when you hear that foreign language. But if you know what the words mean and carefully translate them, some of the anxiety of foreign can be lessened. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to listen very carefully to the words and understand what the words mean, and then we're going to carefully translate them. So how would we translate this sentence right here? The quotient of a number and 2 is less than or equal to 6. Well, the quotient means what? Quotient means divided. So we need to divide, and we could use the symbol, the division symbol like this, or we could just use a division bar and make a fraction. The quotient of a number, we don't know what that number is. It could be a. And a number, quotient, a divided by 2 is less than or equal to. Now what was that symbol? Less than or equal to 6. Okay, so we've just translated this sentence in English into a mathematical symbols and nomenclature. Okay, let's do this one. The sum of, that should be a T right there. The product, let's put T right there. The product, what does product mean? Product means multiplication. Okay, the answer to multiplication. Okay, 20 and a number. Okay, so the sum of the product and of 20 and a number and 75 is at least 195. Okay, so let's see if we can't get this, break this down a little bit better right in here. The sum, that means we're going to have to add some things. So we're going to add what? The product of 20 and a number. So we could call that 20x. We could. Some variable here. We don't know what it is. And 75. Now, what symbol are we going to use? Is at least 195. We know 195 goes over here, but what symbol do we put in here? Is it less than 195? Well, if it was less than, then it could be 194. Well, this says at least 195. So could it be 195? Yes, it's at least 195 means it could be 195. What if it were 196? Well, that would work too. So it's going to be greater than or equal to. All right, I think we've got one more. Okay, we need to translate from inequalities into words. Okay, now here's the inequality. We want to translate this inequality into words. We could say 6 is, what is that symbol? Greater than, is greater than the sum. What are we doing? We're adding two numbers here. And what are those two numbers? The sum of a number. What is that number? We don't know. So we called it X and 8. Okay, so that would be translating this inequality, this statement of inequality, into words. Okay, now what about this one? Well, first I see a minus right here, or a negative. Now this could be translated either one of two ways. First, we've got this product, so we need to write the product of, what are we multiplying here? 3 and a number. The product of 3 and a number. We could say plus, or this, well, we could come back up here and put the sum. Well, let's put that up here. The sum. Oops, misspelled sum. Let's get rid of that a little bit there. Okay, sum. And we're going to change that to a small case t as well. The sum of the product of 3 and a number and negative six is less than or equal to, that's this symbol, less than. Notice the arrow, the point of the arrow always points to the smaller one. The big N points to the larger. So this is greater than this whole expression over here. So this expression is less than, that's the smaller, or equal to negative 30. All right. Now, what would be a different way that we could write the negative 6? We could say the opposite of 6. So we could have said that. Okay. We could have said the opposite of 6 is less than or equal to the, instead of the negative 30, to the opposite of 30. We could have said that. Now, what if this had been a difference? Well, then we would have changed this term, this word, to, let's see if I can get the color. Change the sum. We could change. Whoops, let's get a different color. Let's get purple. Sum. We could change that to difference of the product of 3 and a number and the opposite or negative 6. Well, we wouldn't say that. We would say the difference of the product of a number, and we could just take all this out right here and just say 6. Okay. We could say the difference of the product of 3, the difference of the product of 3 and a number, and 6 is less than or equal to the opposite of 30. Okay, so here will be our homework assignment, which we will work on in class tomorrow. But you can go ahead and begin tonight if you want to. We're going to do 1 through 14, 17 through 20, 23, 25, 27, and 29.